Hello, Compass Healing family. This is Emmanuel here, your certified body code practitioner, certified group energy facilitator, and regression hypnotherapist. So I'm excited to do a quick video for those of you who would like to have more harmony in the home. Many of us realize that there's a great divide that happened during this pandemic. I won't mention what it is, but during that time, you know that people were coming closer together, which then means they brought their trauma more frequently to each other, which then actually caused a great push towards divorce and people breaking up left and right. And during that time, we wanted to pivot in our practice because we started getting some sort of emergency phone calls, emergency text messages about potential breakups. Like people were at the point where I didn't want to communicate with you anymore. And some of you who are listening to this right now, you might have a sibling, or you might have someone in your family or your partner that there's kind of a point of no return, or it's been very, very rocky and you are losing all hope that that relationship might even work out anymore. And this video is for you. This video is for you because we dealt with those people around the pandemic. There were a lot of times where I noticed that there were some very urgent emails and like, this isn't going to work out anymore. We don't know what's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. And I had to go in there. But here's the part where is the tough engagement. The tough engagement for me as a practitioner doing body code, emotion code, it's very, very important to ask for permission. Permission for the other party, permission for both parties actually is very, very key. But definitely the other party, because it takes two, right? And the problem is that usually the second party, they were not open to what I do, or they were not my client. It was my client asking for help, and they wanted the other person also to be healed as well so they can come back together. I couldn't do that. My hands were tied for many, many years when I first started. Because I didn't know what I know now, my hands were tied, and I said, I can't help that person out. There's only like one thing I can do with them, and if that. But now there's multiple things we can do. And so I'm excited to share with you guys what I do in regards to this thing called Relationship Rescue 24. So I made a video about this prior, but I want to be able to teach practitioners, whether you're a practitioner or you're a client or someone who's into energy medicine, how there is a way that you can actually mend a relationship and be able to move forward from it without breaking someone else's agency. Again, this is a method that I used. I had to experiment with it, and I was waiting for the emails to come back. Just like pacing in my room. I'm like, okay, what's going to happen with this relationship? Because if you know me and you've worked with me before, I truly, truly care about my clients. I care. Like when I'm done with the email, I'm like praying in my mind, like I hope this works and I hope this helps this person. And sometimes it takes a little bit of time. Sometimes it's right away. With this method that I'm about to teach you right now, I saw immediate results, and I was so excited that change happened. That change happened pretty quickly. So again, I would take out a pen or a pencil. They say you rather trust, instead of trusting a long-term memory, I'd rather trust a short pencil than a long-term memory. You want to make sure you take some notes, and you want to make sure that maybe this is something that can help you out. Because at the end of the day, when I read a scripture that I really love in my faith, it said something that the same sociality that we have now is going to be on the other side of the veil, just coupled with more glory. I'll say it again. The same sociality that we have right now will be on the other side of the veil, except coupled with more glory. And so then I realized, I'm like, I'm not bringing my stuff. I'm not bringing the house. I'm not bringing the items behind me. I'm not bringing any of these different things. I'm not bringing my finances. The only thing that we're bringing is who we were, who we became in this life. That energy, we're taking it to the next. And the relationships that we built here, or the relationships we could have had if we just outgrew ourselves, or we helped the other people around us grow. That's it. Does that kind of wake you up a little bit? For me, it did. It's relationships. It's not about what you're doing in life. It's not about how much money you've made. It's none of that stuff. It's, were you a kind person? Were you a loving person? Did you help the person next to you? Did you build relationships the right way? So here's the thing. So number one, you want to write this down, is light score. Okay? Light score. What is light score? Light score is seeing how much attachments are on you. Now, I use a program. There's other programs out there that you could use, but I use a program called EER. Okay, now you might, what is that? It's Easy Entity Release. And this is what I use. Again, I'm a Christian, and I felt that this app was very beneficial for me and my clients. Anyway, it's called Easy Entity Release. Okay, now pretty sure you can buy it just yourself, but I'm pretty sure you can't just do it on your clients. Just because, in respect to the person who created it, it's for your own usage and maybe your family, you know. But anyway, with this one, with Easy Entity Release, because I got group certified myself in her program, I'm able to use these light score things. But just so you know, just like there's a lot of hope. I think this, whether you use it or not, it's informational. Whether I help you out or now, just knowing that there is a possibility, there is hope. Anyway, with light score, when you're usually asking permission for someone else, if I can work with you, it's usually on an emotional level. Can I remove emotional baggage from you? Using muscle testing and using magnets and releasing it from them, right? Long distance even, right? That's how I do it with all my clients. But with light score, their spirit gives you permission. I'll say it again. With light score, with the people you love the closest, light score will always be, the spirit will always ask, get these dark things off of me. Get these dark attachments off of me. Get these portals off of me. Get these things that are not of me off of me. So when I work with a partner or with a client who has a partner who never has done energy healing, as long as they know each other, I'm able to work with his energy and just remove attachments. And his spirit will get a lot of relief. It's not messing with his emotions. I can't, even if it said, go into body code, I can't do that. I can only just remove these dark attachments. And my goal is to get it from whatever percentage it is to 100%. That person will feel very different that day. They'll feel a lot lighter, kinder, feel more love. Maybe some physical symptoms might even go away. Some of these attachments do give you physical symptoms, right? So that's the first thing. Number one is the person who's not open, get their light score up to 100%, okay? Number two, the light score between you guys. So you have a light score person who's contacting me, and then your partner or this person who's important to you or this sibling that you guys are kind of not doing too well. Both you guys have a light score between each other. I check the percentage for that and see where you're at. Or you're at 24%. There could be gaslighting energy, mind control energy, narcissism energy. There's all these different energies. Vexed energy, when you're kind of vexed and kind of just kind of going mentally haywire. These could be that you created these or that you absorbed them from someone else. It doesn't matter. I always tell the client, it doesn't matter where they come from. I don't care if it's from you, if it's you absorbed it from someone, if you absorbed it from your father, from your ex-boyfriend. The point is these cards that you have, I call them cards, they're on the table. Picture two people at a table. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to clear the cards out. Like, get the table cleared. So I do that, and then I now the light score is at 100%. Good, we're on the right track. So the first one is what? Light score of the person. The second one is light score between you guys. And that usually is in the section of the app of EER is offensive energies. It's called offensive energies. And I go in there, and there's like a list of 60 different things. Is it on the left side? Is it on the right side? And I find the offensive energy between, and I get it to 100%. The third thing, light score of the home. Okay? Light score of the home. The home also has a light score. And the client may give you permission to work on the home. There's other people in the home. And maybe even the person that's the problem is in the home. But that person also lives in the house, so it gives permission to me to work on the house and to release these things, right? So light score of the home, that's number 3, okay? But you can also remove emotional energies from the walls of the home, okay? For example, if someone's really mad and angry, that anger might leave their body, but it's stuck reverberating in the wall. So when you walk into, have you ever walked into a house and you're like, there's something off about this house, you know? Trust me, either there's entities in the home, or number two, there are the walls are reverberating with anger, frustration. If someone was crying or whatever, and the house is holding onto the emotions. So you can cleanse the home. Just go. That. If you're a body code practitioner, it's easy to cleanse the home using the body code. That's it. Just connect with the home. Have the intention to connect with it. Are there any energies that are stuck in the walls of the home or the air of the home? And if it says yes, then you go in there. You remove as much as you can, and the person that walks into the home feels a lot more just lighter. It's just that the air is light instead of thick, right? I even did that with a client who moved to a new home that I think somebody else was moving there before. And he says, can you go ahead and just do a removal of any energies inside the house? And I did. And he and she felt lighter when they walked in. It was just a lighter feeling in the house. Okay. So make sure you can check the light score of the house. You can also do the emotional energies that are in the house. Another thing you could do is check for portals. Okay. Again, this is kind of advanced stuff. Don't just like, I'm an amateur, I'm just going to do it myself. That's why a lot of people hire me, or that you hire your practitioner to check for these things. Do they have a portal in the home? Now, there's portals in people's bodies, but that's a whole nother seminar, but more of like portals in the walls. And sometimes I'll find 4. But here's a great question to ask. You want to write this down, is, are all of them bad? Or are all of them evil? Or are all of them from the dark? And if it says no, then how much is from the light? Is it 1? Is it 2? Oh, look, it's only 1. So there'll be 1 light one and 3 dark ones. So the goal is to, in the name of the Creator, in the name of Jesus Christ, remove the 3 negative portals and leave the positive one there. Why would there be a positive one in the house? Because that's the entryway for your angels, your elders, your guides, ascended masters, all the people that want to interact with you in a positive way. They also have a doorway. Guys, we live in a yin and yang world. There's negative portals and there's positive ones. Remove all the negative ones and leave the positive ones there. I even do a little mental blessing for that positive one, that more things would come through it. Okay. Let's see. Hopefully this is good information for you. Number 5, inherited energies. Right. If this wouldn't work with your partner because you guys aren't related. Okay. This is more of if you're having issues with a sibling, like a brother or sister, or your kids. You can use the body code and say, are there any inherited emotions that are above me, go to my mom or my dad, that affect my brother that I don't talk to anymore? And you can release these from you, but it's also, muscle testing wise, that it affects your brother. Or are there any energies above me that affect me and my daughter? And then you find one, let's say it's like abandonment. It goes to your great-great-great-great-grandmother up there. Release that one, and it goes through you, and then it affects your daughter. You see? So that's another. And maybe your daughter is over 18. She's not open to this work. She's 26 or 27, but she's getting a healing from it indirectly because you're getting a healing from it. So that's called using like an inherited method. Like if it's a sibling, it only works with a sibling or your child. It won't work with your partner because your partner, you guys don't have the same mom or dad. That'd be kind of weird, right? And then number 6, are there any offensive energies that are coming off of you that are affecting the person? You could have a broadcast message, a shirt, I call it the shirt, that says like, kick me, or don't like me, or don't pay attention to me. You could have an image of this partner, and whenever, I don't know if you guys know this, but whenever you walk 10 to 12 feet close to your partner, or if you have a cord with them, they actually have access to your subconscious files. Again, how many times do you walk into a room, somebody walks in, and you're like, whoa, I don't know, something about that guy. I don't know what's wrong with that guy. That could be the Holy Ghost telling you, hey, be careful. It could be Holy Ghost does do that for member, non-member alike. We'll kind of give you a prompting, right? But it could also be that your subconscious is like, oh, I'm 10 to 12 feet from this person. I'm already reading their files. Whoa, they have an image of their father, of hatred, image of whatever. Let's say you love your father. There's the image of father of him, of his father in regards to hatred or memories of maybe anger or resentment towards father. It's just like, I love my dad. This guy looks like a dad hater or a mom hater. or maybe he has a will to manipulate people, a will to manipulate others. Your body's like, just feel the icky around him, right? Well, that's because, again, your subconscious is tapping into his files as soon as you get close, okay? So you can remove these energies that are making people in your circle act a certain way towards you. So I had one that was betray me. And my exes in my relationship, guess what they did to me? They both betrayed me. And so when my practitioner found it, she was like, did you know you have a broadcast message of betray me? Have you had any, like, I don't know, what's that thing called, betrayal in your life? And I'm like, I could write a book on betrayal. But then she changed it to honor me. And then that's how later on, I found my soulmate. I found clients that honored me. And it was because she changed my broadcast message. So again, the next one is offensive energies. Write that down. Offensive energies that are coming off of you that are affecting the relationship between me and my sibling, between me and my partner, between me and this coworker. You can ask that question. There's certain offensive energies that are offending these people. And the last two things is inner voice. My wife has this scanner called the AO scan. And at our home, we whenever our kids are acting up, it happens, right? Usually we say what? Go to your room, right? That's very classic, right? But Jack Canfield taught in Maximum Performance, he said Maximum Confidence. It's one of my favorite. If you haven't heard that audio, it's really great. Maximum Confidence by Jack Canfield. He said, tell your kids to go in there and tell them something different. Say, how could you have done this better? Think about what could have been a better decision to make that would make everyone win or everyone happier. Now they're thinking positive. Instead of thinking, going in the room and going like, think about what you did wrong. Okay, you basically just enabled them to think of negativity. I'm the worst. I'm just terrible. Shame, guilt, shame, guilt, shame. You're lowering their frequency. See, our goal is not to lower people's frequency in this life. Our goal is to increase it in any way possible. Even your enemies, even the people that you hate. We're supposed to help elevate their frequency. With your children, just say, hey, think about what you did that you could have done, something that's positive. And listen to this. I want you to speak for 10 seconds, 12 seconds to the machine, the AO scan machine. And it's going to tell you which emotions you're overusing, which ones you're suppressing, and how it's affecting your body. And then we have them listen to 15 minutes of binaural beats that's actually restabilizing their emotions. How powerful is that? They come out of that room very different. You're training their body to go back to emotional homeostasis naturally just by programming them using binaural beats. So that's something we use in our house. If you're having issues with your son, with your daughter, even with your husband, you can tell them, hey, I think, like my wife tells me all the time, when we're having a little bit of a tough time, hey, I think I'm going to do an inner voice. That's a way to mend the family. Is see how your body's imbalanced with your voice, and then restabilize yourself listening to the meditation. And then we come back together and say, hey, did you do your inner voice? Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. Let's talk. And the conversation is on a whole nother level. Okay. So inner voice is very powerful. If you haven't had an inner voice, definitely contact my wife. It's healwithjess@gmail.com. Healwithjess@gmail.com. And she can tell you more about the inner voice and what it takes. Also, you can send frequencies to a home. So with the machine, she took a photo of our house. And if you want more love, openness, gratitude, can you imagine that you can have a machine that's sending out Cephi frequencies to the whole house? That house is going to have no contention, no anger, no nothing, because we're sending these very powerful high frequency Cephi frequencies to the house. So we send it sometimes to our home. If we go visit someone's house, we'll say, hey, do you mind if we send in frequencies here? Yeah, sure. We're sending frequencies there. You might even ask permission of the person that you're kind of having cahoots with. If you do have this frequency machine, you can say, hey, do you mind if I send you some frequencies to your home? Or you can even send it to the person, So again, that's very, very powerful. They could be long distance in Africa, and you can send them frequencies of love, joy, happiness, and you're just broadcasting them as much as their body can receive, and then you can't really do much more after that. The body at some point goes, okay, that's enough. Like I've felt this higher frequency, I've integrated it, and I don't need any more, and it'll kind of like bounce off them, you know? So these are some tips for you if you want to mend a family, mend a broken relationship. Hopefully it's added value to you. Please, if you watch this on YouTube, subscribe below, put the little bell there. I'm going to start making one video a week because there's so much information I've learned, especially with the new certification of regression hypnotherapy that I'm now working with my clients. I'm going to be giving out more tips for you guys. So every week I'll be doing a new video. So make sure you subscribe below. Click on the little bell there. That way you're notified right away. Also, I'll be doing some live healing. So you don't want to miss me doing a live healing on you at some point, or maybe a friend of yours who subscribed to the channel. Also, too, special announcement. If right now, if you close your eyes and think about, there's a relationship I want to mend, or there's a sibling I want to get closer with. It's not right that we haven't talked for a while. Or my partner and I were on rocks. He's not open to healing, but I feel like this is his time. Like this week, if there's something we can do. Good news, very good news, is go ahead and look at the YouTube and go to YouTube and watch this video. If you're on Facebook, go on YouTube and watch this video. On the About section, there's a link that I left. We're doing a 7-day healing on how to mend relationships together. And it's a healing that I'm doing every single day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., Sunday to through Saturday. So go ahead and comment, look below. It'll tell you the date of when it's happening. And so that's one thing. And we also have another room that we're doing. These are called solar rooms because I'm certified in group healing, right? So if you want, let's say, to mend a relationship between you and your partner, you would mention that once you join the room. And right now it's $99 to join it for 7 days. Children 17 and under are included. If your partner's open, you can put them in for $55. That's the rate right now, right? But we also have another room which has to do with if you feel like you're a professional, you're a business, and you like kind of have this like you sabotage yourself a lot, or you have like imposter syndrome, like you feel like you're not qualified to do what you do. We're also doing another 7-day healing at the same time. This is one of the first times we're doing 2 weekly healings at the same time. I'm going to be working with 2 rooms, the imposter syndrome one, and then creating relationship alchemy, like fixing your environment around you with the light score stuff. I'll be doing it for you. So it's kind of cool. You just put your people in my hands and I'll work with them for 7 days. And so it'll be powerful. So again, look at the information below and I will let you know when it's getting started. You can sign up right away today. And so again, subscribe to our channel, like this, and put a comment below. What was your biggest tip that you were like, wow, that was really impressive, or this really caught my attention? I would love to hear it below, and I'll comment after you as well. So thank you so much for tuning in. And again, God bless, and we'll talk soon. Take care.